iRacing released an introduction video that kind of took people through the basics of some of the additions that were put into Season 4. So today, we want to walk through each of those things. We'll show you that video, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that we've had some experience with, some of the things that we tried, some of the things that we haven't, what we like, what we're still not sure about just yet. But sit tight, sit back, and we're going to walk through it right now. Hi everyone, Jason here from C Squared Racing, and we're talking iRacing again today. Now I know we've been talking about iRacing a lot on this channel, but let's be honest, there's a lot to talk about. iRacing has been throwing a ton of stuff at people lately, and we thought it would be a good idea to talk about some of the biggest announcements and additions into the software. Alright, so let's start by going through the Season 4 video that iRacing released earlier, and we'll talk about some of the more obvious additions that they put in, like the new tracks and the new cars, and we'll also talk about some of the things that maybe you didn't notice. As far as the tracks go, we got some great additions if you're a fan of short tracks, specifically dirt or asphalt short tracks. We got Crandon International Raceway, we got Weed Sport Raceway, and we also got the Nashville Fairgrounds. Those all look like pretty cool tracks. They may not be the most well-known tracks, but if you're into, as I said, dirt racing or short track, late model stock car racing, these are going to be really good tracks to add into your collection. We also got some great new cars. Everyone was really excited about the Chevy Corvette C8R GTE. We reviewed this previously on our channel, and we absolutely loved this car. It was fantastic to drive. It was so much fun. We highly recommend it if you like sports car racing. And if you like sports car racing, don't sleep on the Dallara P217 LMP2 either. If you like prototype racing, this is probably the best car that's been added to iRacing so far. I haven't had a chance to get behind the wheel of it yet myself, but I can't wait. Some of the new features that were added that maybe aren't quite so obvious are little touches like new pit in and pit out lights and some of the NASCAR races. I don't know if they only apply to NASCAR races or if they'll work at those tracks no matter what cars you're racing, or if they'll be applied to other tracks as well. Obviously, every track has its own system for lighting, so we'll have to see how that gets rolled out. Also, improvements to ambient sounds. You think, well, man, you don't even notice this when you're driving. You can't even hear it over the sound of the engine. But it's amazing how big a difference that'll make in terms of creating a realistic, immersive environment. One of the more controversial aspects was the new user interface, with some users complaining that hosting races is now more difficult due to so many more options that you have to select through. But overall, we think the user interface is a nice improvement. You can also now customize your driver's appearance. Before, you had to be the same generic white guy. Now you can be a man, you can be a woman, you can be white, you can be black. There's some races and ethnicities that still don't appear to be very well represented, and we hope that over time iRacing will continue with this theme of inclusion and diversity and make sure that anyone who wants to race in this software can be portrayed by someone who looks like them. We've also got some new tire models to talk about. In the F1 series, you can now use your hard, medium, and soft compounds just like in real life. And it's not just the F1 cars that are getting some tire upgrades. We're also seeing some updates to the sports car tire models too. Improved tire models on several of those cars, as well as some enhancements to things like the aerodynamics model and also some of the chassis aspects as well, so that you can now put a little bit more realistic setup on the car before you race. We also have a new damage model that a lot of people were very excited to see. It's going to focus primarily on the MX-5 car. We wish it was applied to all of the vehicles, although they have done some enhancements to some of the other vehicles to their base damage model. But it'll be interesting to see if we get less of those hilarious, unrealistic wrecks where the cars fly 1,000 feet into the air and start flipping uncontrollably. Hopefully we get some more realistic damage models. We also have some new series. We have the GT Endurance series, where we're going to get to run 90-minute races with a selection of the 5 GTE cars that are currently available. That looks like a lot of fun. We've also got the Touring Car Challenge that's going to feature one of my favorite cars, the Audi RS3 LMS, in 15-minute races. And last, we've got the Ferrari GT3 Challenge, which is going to feature the Ferrari 488 GT3, also in 15-minute challenges. So if you like sports car racing, there's a lot in Season 4 that should excite you. Lastly, we have the AI racing, another thing that we covered previously in one of our videos. The AI feature itself is not necessarily brand new, but it looks like in the Season 4 update, they've grown the options for the tracks that you can use it at. It looks like you can use it at a lot more of the ovals, specifically the NASCAR tracks, but we also see the Nürburgring got included in one of those updates as well. You will notice throughout this, there's a heavy focus on sports car racing and also on the oval racing as NASCAR racing becomes more and more popular in the iRacing application. So a lot of really, really cool things that we like in this update. There's some stuff that we're not quite sure about, some things that we hope will be further improved over time. You know, one of the things we mentioned was the user interface. Before it was pretty simple. It was pretty quick to get into a hosted race. Now you have to go through a lot of different options to set things up. Maybe they could improve that with a quick setup feature in the future to make that a little bit easier. Overall, as I said, we like the design of the interface, but we want to keep it easy to use. There are some people that don't want to get in and have to tweak every little aspect of the weather model and things like that. Another thing, as I said, is that driver customization feature. Hopefully they will continue to improve that and make it so that more and more people can be represented when they use iRacing. There's also some features that we'd like to see fixed that weren't included in this that hopefully down the road they can address with future updates. We recently have started messing around with the spotter feature, and there will be a video coming out shortly where we show that to you as well. You'll get to see me spot for one of my friends who's driving in a Pro Series race. And one of the things that we've noticed going through that is one of the biggest problems is when you pull up the black boxes in the spotter view that sticks it right in the middle of the screen instead of off to the side like it does when you're driving. Now, the reason it's off to the side when you're driving is because it's not in your way. Well, guess what? When I'm spotting, the car I'm spotting for is right in the center of the screen and the black box is still in the way. Why they don't have it off to the side in every view, just like they would in the driver view, I have no idea. But that is incredibly irritating. It makes it very difficult to maintain an eye on the status of what's going on with the car and with the race, and also to keep an eye on your driver. So if you're trying to do crew chief and spotting, it's very difficult. If you've got those jobs split up, it's not quite so bad because one person can focus on the technical details, another person can focus on what's actually happening on the track. But we'd like to see that addressed, hopefully, in the future. For the most part, though, we like this update. I think it's got a lot of really good things in it. We haven't had a chance to try all of them out yet. As we go, if we get a chance to dive in and get our hands on some of these things, maybe we'll do some future videos to show you some of the new features. There's some things in here that personally I'm not interested in. Some of the new tracks are tracks that I'm probably not going to want to run. I'm not into F1 simulation a whole lot. It's just something personally that's not my style of racing, so I probably won't get into the tire model unless it's just for curiosity. But I love a lot of the changes to the sports car racing because I'm a sports car racing kind of guy. I love endurance racing. I love GT style racing. I enjoy the prototypes as well. And there's a lot of stuff in here that's got me really excited, and it makes me want to dive in and do more racing and try out some new features that maybe I wouldn't have tried before. But now they've kind of wet my whistle with some of these new features. And if you are a NASCAR fan, if you are a dirt racing fan, there's stuff in there for you as well. There's a little bit for just about everybody in this. The one thing I'm really, really hoping we see someday, and it's my number one gripe with iRacing, and I really, really hope they address it, is please, 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 iRacing, let's get kart racing included in the application. It's in some of the competing simulators that are out there. Sim Raceway has it. I believe R Factor has it. It's time that we put kart racing in iRacing. I don't know why it's taken so long to get it in here. We've got just about everything else included other than maybe drag racing. But I think the day has come that that needs to be in here. It's a glaring omission from this simulator, especially compared to some of its contemporary or competitors, I should say, that have it. So hopefully in an update soon to come, we're going to see kart racing, but I haven't heard anything that it's coming. I don't know anything that you don't know. If anybody has heard any rumors or knows anything, go ahead and leave us a comment. We'd be interested in looking into that. But as of right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be coming anytime soon. But I hope I'm wrong. So that's been our look at Season 4. Yeah, overall, it looks pretty cool. I'm excited to try it. I've already played around with it a little bit. It's still new to us. I know it's still new to you guys, depending on when you're watching this video. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. We've had a lot of fun with the Corvette C8R model that's in there, and I'm looking forward to trying out that new LMP2 car as well. That looks like it's pretty cool. That's the Season 4 update. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys get a chance to check out the Season 4 update and iRacing in general. If there's anything else you guys want to see us cover related to iRacing, we're thinking about doing an iRacing playlist and just putting all of our iRacing related videos together where you can find them really easily and watch them all at once if you'd like. So if there's any topics you'd like us to cover, any aspects, let us know down in the comments, and you know, maybe we'll cover it. Maybe we'll try something that you guys want us to see. So let us know. But until then, hope everybody stays safe. Hope everybody enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all in the next lap. Bye, everyone.